Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the young Deepender Hooda.
Thank you, Rahul. And thank you for inviting me to this debate. First-time voters, critical elections. That's the name of the discussion that we're going to have just now. And you have given an interesting start by informing us of the survey that you conducted, in which more than 80% of younger Indians feel as if they need an authoritarian Prime Minister. So let me begin straight away by trying to, I think, the only way to discuss the young voters, the first-time voters, the need for them to participate in our democracy, is to address their concerns and the cynicism that's visible in your survey. This cynicism, by the way, it is not just restricted to India. We see it across the globe. We see it in Arab Spring. We see it in Occupy Wall Street movement. We see it across the globe. Younger generation coming out on the streets, demanding their systems to deliver more. We see it in India as well. While some may term this cynicism as unfortunate, in our case, since we are a democracy already, it's not surprising when you see members of parliament shouting at each other, when you see parliament getting disrupted time and again, the fractious nature of our polity and democracy, the chaotic environment as presented by the media, the painful process of passing legislations and building consensus. When we see, I've seen this closely for the last 8 years, sitting in the parliament on the front, right next to where it happens. And it's not surprising to me that there is a sense of cynicism, whether our system will be able to deliver for us or not. To answer this, let me begin by trying to answer another question which I have been asked time and again in these last 8 years. The question, what has our democracy done for ourselves in the last 66 years? क्या हुआ? क्या हम कहाँ तक पहुँचे? हिंदी में और इंग्लिश में दोनों में बात करेंगे, आप हिंदी में बोल रहे हैं. हम कहाँ तक पहुँचे? क्या हुआ? इन 66 साल के अंदर प्रजातंत्र ने हमें क्या दिया? सही है, ये सवाल सही है. हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते थे और भी बहुत कुछ करना बाकी, मगर हमने बहुत कुछ किया है, ये हमें समझना भी जरूरी है. जब हमारा देश आजाद हुआ 40 के दशक में, at the end of World War II, which saw collapse of Imperial Britain and Nazi Germany, a lot of nations across the world found their independence and voice in the League of Nations at about the same time. From Egypt to Iraq to Syria to Pakistan to Afghanistan. Syria in 1946, why they have not been able to adopt democracy, why their young are still fighting for the power of vote. To Egypt, where we saw the rise of Arab Spring, and we saw the fall of Arab Spring as well. The Arab Spring and Arab fall, I'd like to call that. Where are we? Let's start by comparing ourselves with multitude of nations that started at the same point as us. Have we come forward in these 66 years? I think we have. We were the only nation amongst all these. We're the only nation that was able to adopt, formulate a constitution based on power of vote, and that is what we are all here to discuss about. Within 3 years, in 1950, to hold its elections, first general elections in 1952, and we have never looked back. In these years, in 66 years, we started, the average Indian in 1947 had a per capita income of 230 rupees, one of the lowest amongst the fraternity of nations. Today, 68,000 per capita. The average Indian in 1947 lived about 32 years. The average life expectancy was 32 years in 1947. Today, it is 66 years. The odds are, I'm a 34-year-old, and it's quite painful when I sometimes see in the morning and see a couple of hair going grey these days. It's not a happy thing to see. But the odds are that I'm speaking to you today is because we have moved forward. In 1947, our average life expectancy was less than my age. Literacy, from 12%, we have moved on to 75%.
Deepender, you have 1 more minute to conclude.
Rahul, I'm just getting warmed up.
We want everyone to get
no, but
equal chance to get warmed up.
I'll try to make it a little short. We have achieved unification of a nation as diverse as India. Why has no other nation been able to achieve that? Driven by ideals of Panditji and Sardar Patel. And we have defeated the forces in this history, the forces that wanted to break our nation based on religion, caste, region, etc. We have deepened the roots of our democracy, Panchayati Raj revolution, universal franchise, something that we've been able to achieve, that America took 250 years to achieve. We achieved that. For a complex and diverse nation like India, universal franchise, lowering of voting age. I think in a way, today's debate is a tribute to Rajiv Ji, who had the vision and audacity to lower the voter age from 21 to 18 years, 18 years as we have it today. We have deepened our growth story for advancing human prosperity, some of the things that I talked about. Green revolution, we've achieved revolutions without having an actual revolution. Green revolution, white revolution. In 1947, 50 million ton was the food grain production. We have increased that by 5 times in the same land mass and with the same water. No other nation has been able to achieve that. We did that. We have done this, but at the same time, it's a legitimate question. Can we do more? We should do more. Even in the last 9 years, and I'll conclude in the next 1 minute, even in the last 9 years, that sometimes we get critical about, we have achieved the fastest rate of economic growth in our history, and second fastest rate of economic growth for 9 years in human history achieved by any other nation. 7.9%. Our size of our economy has tripled from 600 billion to 2 trillion. But something that I'm more proud about in the 9 years, we have achieved a feat which I am most proud of. Human history, not just our history, has seen the steepest decline in poverty in the last 7 years. The might of China and their economic model was not able to deliver 14 crore people, as we have achieved, out of poverty in the last 7 years. We have been able to achieve that. Yet there is so much more we can do. There are a lot of challenges. That's why we are having this debate. Political challenges, economic challenges. We need to generate a lot of growth to provide job opportunities to the young. We need to choose between competing economic theories of growth, of one with growth and one with growth that thinks about inclusion, so that everybody is together. On the political level, on the political side, we have challenges. There are still forces trying to divide our country, divide our nation on the basis of caste, on the basis of communal line. There are still ideologies which want to build political capital on basis of divisions amongst us. We need to defeat those forces. There is another thing. There's one last thing that I'll touch upon. Another thing that we need to, I think, fight. Divisive nature of our politics, fueled by our vibrant media. क्या अर्थ है डिवाइसिव नेचर ऑफ हमारी पॉलिटिक्स का? हमारी विचार भिन्न भिन्न हो सकते हैं, मगर आज हमारे देश में मैं देखता हूं कि राजनीतिक जो विचारधाराएं हैं वो आपस में इतनी, जो डिबेट है, डिस्कोर्स है, वो इतना कोल्ड हो गया है, इतना आपस में हम प्रतिद्वंदी हो सकते हैं मगर दुश्मन नहीं। आज अरविंद केजरीवाल जी बैठे हैं, ये मेरे प्रतिद्वंदी हो सकते हैं राजनीतिक विचारधारा की दृष्टि से, मगर दुश्मन नहीं हो सकते। मैं इनके फैसले का सम्मान करता हूं कि ये राजनीतिक प्रक्रिया के अंदर आए हैं, इस बात का मैं सम्मान कर सकता हूं। मेरी विचारधारा इनसे अलग हो सकती है, मैं समझता हूं कि हमें इस बात का हम सबको सम्मान करना चाहिए कि हम सबका लक्ष्य एक है। रास्ता अलग हो सकता है, हम सब एक महान देश का निर्माण करना चाहते हैं, हम सब अपने देश को आगे लेके जाना चाहते हैं, मगर रास्ते अलग हो सकते हैं। मैं जो रास्ता बताऊं हो सकता है वो अलग रास्ता बताएं, और मैं इस बात का सम्मान करता हूं। बीजेपी हो सकता है अलग रास्ता बताए, मैं उस बात का भी सम्मान करता हूं, मगर मुझे इनकी नीयत पे शक नहीं है। मुझे इनकी नीयत ये भी हमारे देश को आगे लेकर जाना चाहते हैं, महान देश का निर्माण करना चाहते हैं, और आपस में प्रतिस्पर्धा में हमें आपस में प्रतिद्वंदी हैं, मगर हमें एक दूसरे को दुश्मन नहीं मानना चाहिए। हम एक ही टीम के मेंबर हैं, और तभी हम देश को आगे लेके जाएंगे, तभी हम युवा पीढ़ी में एक विश्वास उत्पन्न कर पाएंगे। मैं केजरीवाल जी को राजनीतिक शुभकामनाएं नहीं दे सकता, मैं दूसरी पार्टी से हूं, मगर उनको निजी तौर पे मैं बधाई दे सकता हूं। उन्होंने फैसला किया कि वो चुनाव के रण क्षेत्र में आएंगे, अपनी बात कहेंगे और लोग फैसला करेंगे। मैं आप लोगों से आखिर में कंक्लूड करते समय यही कहना चाहता हूं, हम बहुत लंबा सफर तय करके आए, बहुत लंबा सफर हमें तय करना है। There are a lot of achievements as we see in Egypt, in Cairo, young people taking to streets to get the power of vote. We are talking about the first time voters today. As we see decades of economic achievements of some of the Arab nations getting wiped out within days of churning of young, we realize that we have done something in India that no other nation was able to do. In a nation which is more complex and diverse than all those nations put together. All those nations put together. Be it Syria, if you put from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Syria, Egypt, you put all those nations together that are witnessing the churn. For want of democracy, we have been able to achieve that, but yet there is so much more to achieve. And to all of you, my friends, I'll just say, believe in yourself.
We're out of time.
You'll have a bright future. Just believe in yourself and go out and choose the best ideology. Thank you.